Okie dokie. Ho ho. Let's go.
Hi guys, Retrohead here and welcome back to another video. Today I've got a really good Facebook Marketplace find to show you, so if I've got any pictures I'll put them in now. This is what we first saw. Obviously we're going to buy this for £10, some really good games for it as well. But then he sent us some more pictures. We said he got any more, and he said yeah, I've got an old SNES. So then he sends pictures of the SNES and it looks obviously amazing with some really good games. Here's another picture. And we say, okay, how much for the SNES as well, because we would be interested, and he puts £10. He also messaged us about a PS2, which we also did end up buying. So originally, my dad found a Game Boy Advance on Facebook with a few games for £10, which obviously is really good. And it did come with some pretty good games as well. So we said, is it still available? And the person said yes, it'd only been on there for like 5 minutes. So we were really lucky, but then we messaged saying, have you got anything else, which you should always do. And then the man took a little while to message back, but he had a lot of good stuff, as you can see. He had a SNES, which he sent pictures of, and also he said he's got a PS2. He didn't send any picture of that, but we had a look when we got there, and obviously we did end up buying it. So the Game Boy Advance was £10, we'd already agreed on that, and then we said how much for the SNES, and he put £10. Which, obviously, yeah, we're going to buy. It did say it was untested, it didn't come with any cords. It's literally just the console, but we got spare cords, so we did test it and it did actually end up working, which is really cool. So let me just get showing you the stuff. So the first thing we have is a pretty nice condition purple Game Boy Advance. Now it's actually in really nice condition, so this is a really nice condition upgrade for the collection. It has its original back and there's no battery corrosion in there at all. None of this stuff was boxed unfortunately, but this does have its original manual, which is pretty cool. But the games is where it's good, so we do have a couple of ones that aren't like the best to start off with. So we have MotoGP. This one actually has its manual as well, which is pretty cool. Then we have Disney's Lilo and Stitch. I don't think them to have any value. If there is, I'll put it up on the screen, but I don't think there's any value in them. But this is where the super good stuff comes in. So we have Super Mario Advance, which I do already have boxed, but we've got another copy loose. And this one's really good, so I wanted this for ages. And that's Golden Sun. This is meant to be a super good RPG. Let me know if you know anything about it. I still haven't got around to playing it, but do look forward to it. It also came with this pretty cool Mad Catz little light, which if you click this little red bit in, it like pops out like that, and then it turns on. Because obviously the original Game Boy Advance isn't front or backlit, so this is really handy. So then we get into the PS2 stuff. As you saw, it was a massive box PS2 game, and that's this, and there's really nothing, there's literally like iToy, Rally Game, FIFA, really nothing of much to show you there. They're all complete and in good condition. There was just one game of note to show you, and that is Simpsons Hit and Run, which is obviously really good. Sadly, it is platinum, but this is complete and in really nice condition. I do have this on the GameCube, but it's also super cool to have it on PS2. Now, for the PS2 stuff, he said £20, which is really good. It did, I'll show you the console in a minute, it did have an original memory card, which adds a few quid to the bundle. The reason this was so good is I've got a fat PS2 and I've really wanted a slim PS2 for a long time. So I was hoping it was going to be a slim PS2, and it was, which is super cool, and it's in such nice condition. There's like nothing wrong with this whatsoever. Like even the chrome bit, or what do you call this, sort of glossy bit, doesn't have any scratching. And inside, there we go. There's no dust in it. It's literally like the cleanest one you'll ever find. So yeah, to find that was really good. It also came with original PS2 controller. There was some other controllers, but they were all broken, sadly. He did say that he thinks they're broken, but, you know, it's only 20 quid for a PS2 Slim. You're obviously going to buy it. But this one does work absolutely fine. It's in really nice condition. All the buttons are clicky, and these are worth actually a few quid now. But I will be keeping this with the console. Now, when he gave us the PS2, he also said he's got a stack of PS1 games that used to play on it that we could just have for free. Which is, we were well pleased when he said that. But this was the stack. I'm not going to show you the titles yet. I'll show you one by one. We were like, oh, but there's really not much good stuff here. The last one's pretty good, but I'll show you all the bad, not bad, the PS1 games, but, you know, not great. So we have Superstar Dance Club, Bratz, F1 2002, which I have already got, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, which I have already got, but this one's got the manual, my one hasn't. Philosopher's Stone, Dancing Stage, Mary-Kate and Ashley's Crash Course, Mary-Kate and Ashley Magical Mystery Mall, Sabrina the Teenage Witch. So as you can see, all pretty girly games, but the last one, this is really good. And that's Crash Bandicoot 3 Warps. I wanted this game for ages. It's only £12 at CEX now, which is pretty good, a bargain if you ask me. But this copy is beautiful condition with the manual and the disc. It literally looks like it's barely been played. Another thing it came with, which sadly the game wasn't actually in it, and that is a Crash Bash. Well, I thought it was a front cover to a game, but on the other side it says Spyro, so I'm really not sure what this is. It's really good quality. It's definitely an original piece of paper. You have to let me know. I don't know if it's just an advertising card or what, but pretty cool. But now we get into the good stuff. So here we have the Super Nintendo. So as you can see, there was no cord to this, so it was an untested console when we bought it. But this works beautifully, and it's a little faded, but it's not too bad. It does have an original controller. Now this is pretty faded, but it does all work absolutely fine. And there's no like scuffs or dents in it, it's just a little bit faded. And we have a little stack of games of it, which is really good. No boxes, but we do have, this is pretty cool, the original manuals. So I'll show you them one by one. So first of all, we have Starwing with the original manual. Not got around to playing this yet, but it looks really fun. Super Mario Kart with a bit of a battered manual, but it's still really cool that it's there. Obviously, played this for like hours and hours and hours on end. And can I just point out, the colours in these manuals are just so cool. Like, look at the artwork in that. Absolutely awesome. Next up, we have Mario All-Stars. And again, beautiful colours in the manuals. If you haven't got the manuals of these games, you've really got to get them because they're just absolutely beautiful. And yeah, all these cartridges are also in really nice condition. And finally, we have Super Mario World. And this manual's in really nice condition. The cartridge's got a little bit of fading on the back, but the back one doesn't really matter. If you've got a really cheap SNES game, you can just swap out the back. The front is the one that really matters, and that's really nice from the front. And I know you're probably fed up with me saying this now, but look at the old Nintendo artwork in these manuals. Is just absolutely amazing. Gotta love to see that. So all in all, we spent £10 on the Game Boy Advance, £20 on the PS2, and £10 on the SNES. So £40 spent. I've got no idea of the total value, but I can imagine, well, you know it's going to be much higher than £40. So I feel really glad and really lucky we found this bundle. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!